Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms.
Welcome back to Bigger Than Race. Boom, give me all your Bitcoin.
Hey guys, it's Sparks Flames. Thank you, Brenda, for having me on the show again on Bigger Than Race, the channel. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about shadow banking, and this is an article from the IMF website. Okay, shadow banks out of the eyes of regulators. Many financial institutions that act like a bank are not supervised like banks. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and acts like a duck, then it is a duck, or so the saying goes. But what about an institution that looks like a bank and acts like a bank? Often it is not a bank, it is a shadow bank. Shadow banking, in fact, symbolizes one of the many failings of the financial system leading up to a global financial crisis. The term shadow bank was coined by the economist Paul McCurley in a 2007 speech at the annual financial symposium hosted by the Kansas City Federal Reserve Bank in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, guys. Sorry. In McCurley's talk, shadow banking has a distinctly U.S. focus and is referred mainly to non-bank financial institutions that engage in what economists call maturity transformation. Commercial banks engage in maturity transformation when they use deposits, which are normally short-term, to fund loans that are longer-term. Shadow banks do something similar. They raise what it is mostly borrowed short-term funds in the money markets and use those funds to buy assets with longer-term maturities. But because they are not subject to traditional bank regulation, they cannot, as banks, borrow in an emergency from the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Central Bank, and do not have a traditional depositors whose funds are covered by insurance. Therefore, they are in the shadows. Now, one of the many products that they use is home mortgages. Now, as we saw in the 2008 crisis with the Lehman Brothers, that is because they have borrowed more than what they could handle. And I believe that now, when they look at the Lehman Brothers books, apparently the Lehman Brothers could have been saved, but they decided to show the world, or the US in fact, that they can sacrifice one of their own. So guys, as we can see here, as you can see in the pictures that are depicted here, shadow banking is an issue. Why is it an issue? Well, let me give an example. I remember correctly around 2016, somewhere around that time, JP Morgan said that Bitcoin is a fraud. Now he was pointing in one direction, but what was he doing in the back? He was buying in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. He was buying Bitcoin. And he even said that if one of his own employees has Bitcoin, he would fire them immediately. So what do? They basically, bankers such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, in England, it will be your Barclays Bank. In South Africa, it will be your Standard Bank, your ABSA, your Nedbank, and First National Bank. And of course, there are many more that form a part of it. They tell you not to invest in an asset, but basically they, behind the scenes, invest in that asset. And all of a sudden, within time, they change their tune. Like how we see now, JP Morgan is saying, what the price of Bitcoin could be and stuff. So how do these banks operate basically? Let's take a piggy bank, for instance. Here's an illustration of one. And let's say they accumulate, and let's say the piggy bank is about to burst with debt. Okay, so they've been collecting debt, and because now the system is cannot handle it, and there's not much people paying as they used to, so the system bursts. And what does the Federal Reserve do? Simply what they're doing now, ladies and gentlemen, they simply put a band-aid, as illustrated here with the piggy bank with the band-aid on. They cover it up. They inflate the system with dollars or rands. And in South Africa, we do practice quantitative easing. And I remember an article reading a few weeks back that apparently now our government wants to go back to the gold standard system because of the number of rands that are being printed out of thin air. So how do these guys actually operate? Well, they operate as hedge funds. In hedge funds, issuers, that'll be in hedge funds, it'll be Bridgewater, it'll be your Brevan Howard. In your issuers, it'll be BNP Paribas. Your money market firms will be your Vanguard Capital, your PIMCO. In parts of commercial banks, it will be your Citibank, Bank of America. And guys, remember, Bank of America, the CEO, he wants a cashless system. That's no coincidence. And also, I believe that they partner with Ripple, and Warren Buffett invested in Bank of America. Another connection there, guys. Investment banks such as Bear Stearns, and Lehman Brothers. Of course, Lehman Brothers does not exist because of the 2008 crisis, but I believe that the board members, executive members, are sitting on other company boards. Let me just quickly go to an article over here on the Lehman Brothers. Let's see here, where are they now? Okay, so I believe one of them, Richard Fuld, a former CEO of the Lehman Brothers, he's now at Matrix Private Capital Group. Joe Gregory, who was a former chief operating officer. He's been working there for 30 years, and he's now there's no clarification on whether he's been employed. Herbert Medad, former chief operational officer, and he's been working on the National Advisory Council of the Federal National Mortgage Association and Fannie Mae. Guys, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, those are also two shadow banks operating there as well. And you know what, I can go on and on and on, but what I'm trying to say is, guys, these guys, they lend you money basically that is non-existent. I mean, if you have to look at the depositor funds that are in the bank, that are deposited by savers, by people such as you and I, and the money that they lend, you want to know, hey, where is this where is the funds actually coming from? And just like our money, they're creating this debt out of thin air. Debt is created out of thin air. And I remember reading something, and it says in order for a bank to actually grow, you need to take risks and go into lending products. Also, you need to go and take equities, like you need to borrow money and lend. Also take risk in risk your depositors funds as well. And guys, I believe that in every crisis, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the greed out there is getting bigger and bigger. And my suggestion to you is, instead of, I know we're all in a rough spot now, financially, economically, but my advice to you is, do not save your money in the bank. Try and save as little as possible, because fiat is going down. That's one thing I can tell you. And also put your money into things like gold, silver, cryptos. I mean, and you know what? I think you won't just get your money back. Your money won't be saved, but you'll get more out of it. I mean, I was just watching Lynette Zhang this morning, and I believe that she says that gold could be worth 14 to 15,000 dollars, if not more than that. And now gold is about, let me just quickly check here. Gold is sitting at $1,984, and silver is sitting at $24. I mean, guys, that's a bargain right there. To me, that's absolute BS. And yeah, as we know, for this last few days we have a mini bull run in crypto. So, you know, guys, make sure your bags are packed. I know I just packed my bags today. And think about what I said. I know it's a short clip, but it's something to think about, something for the future of your kids. Think about, I mean, if we're going through this crisis, imagine the crisis that they will go through. Imagine they will lose more than just jobs and their homes. You will never know that they might lose their human rights just to live, eat, have safe food, eat safe food, and have a place to stay, and have the basic necessities of life. They could end up selling their rights and privileges for a bowl of soup, like Esau in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And guys, we don't want to get to that stage. So in my personal opinion, put your money in gold, put it in silver, put it in cryptos. It is, I can guarantee you, I'm not telling you which cryptos to put it into. You know, see which one you think is the best and stuff. But I know XRP and Stellar is definitely going to be big. I mean, we all know Stellar is going to be the one world currency, and XRP is going to be used in the derivatives market. So guys, if you want to know why the XRP is not used, it's not meant for remittances. It's actually meant for derivatives market mainly. And Stellar is going to be used for your for sending money to and fro. So guys, thank you Brando again for this opportunity to give this mini clip. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe. Get your friends to hear what I'm saying. I know I always encourage my friends. I encouraged them to watch the last two, and they enjoyed it. And yeah, have a good day and take care and be safe out there.